Mic check, mic check, mic check. Seems like the mic is good. We're just chillaxing in the little studio we got going on here. Know what I'm saying? No, my camera's not on yet. You know what I'm saying? But we got a couple of things to cover here today. Today is gonna be an interesting stream. Should I say that? I think so, right? It's always interesting. It's always interesting, if I should say so myself, right? Welcome to the Big Boy live stream. This is the first stream of 2026. Happy New Year to everyone that's out there enjoying their life, I guess. If you call that life, right? Everyone that's tuning in. Everyone, just shout out to the world, man. Shout out. I know we're gonna be heard around the world. Know what I'm saying? Hope you guys are enjoying the break. A little, break away from work. Talking of breaking away from work, we got some stuff that we need to touch on, right? We got some mass fraud that is happening across the United States of America, right? National fraud, right? So I got a couple of things here going on. There's a lot of news going on about Somalia and, Ilhan Omar. It's kind of crazy, right? And I got this clip too where this guy was talking about freedom at is that at the UN? I don't know where he was. Yeah. Oh, the EU needs more like him. The poster of this video says. Right. And I'm like, okay, let's see what this guy have to say. Talked about freedom, talked about rights. He talked about how the government are the enemy, and I'm like, interesting, right? We're gonna check that out later. We got, what's this guy's name? Tim All or Tim Cook? What is his name, bro? After the Somalian fraud, Tim Tim Walls. He did a bunch of stuff, said a bunch of stuff. Yeah, we covered that in the last video, I think. We got stuff going down in Chicago. We have a clip of Tim here signing license to illegal aliens, and we also got a video that we're gonna take a look at after this, warning the West of Iran refugees, and the guy is Iran himself. And we're gonna talk about Japan, Islam in Japan. Is that even a thing, right? So we got a couple things to cover here today. I don't know if and how I start deporting, Somalians, and maybe we'll touch on a little bit of relationship stuff. A couple of Asmongold video, Nick Fuentes, and the Somalian guy is back. Who remember this guy from the last video? The Somalian guy, he was talking about, white people go to work for him while he stay at home and get free money, pretty much, right? I told you he was trolling, but there's some truth in there, right? So what should we touch on first? We got a Somalian, female up here talking about daycare, and if it shut down, she won't have a job. And we're like, so it's okay for you to keep your job because it's okay for you to keep your job even though it's fraud, and so you can have a job? That's kind of crazy, right? But where should we start here today? Where should we start, right? I'm trying to figure out how to start this show today. But was this a female asking this question? 23, anyone, 21, we got more. Okay, I remember that. Maybe we'll listen to that. Let's start off with freedom, right? I think that's what we're gonna do today. Start off with freedom, because you have this particular guy. I guess he was at a UN gathering or something. I'm not too sure. All right, I'm not too sure. But we're gonna pretty sure we can zoom in on this, right? That's big enough, I think. Yeah. Okay, that's big enough. Okay, so this guy made a speech, and it's so good, and everyone, likes it. Whatever. But let's check it out and hear what you guys have to say. Or really, let's just touch on it, and let's see if what he's saying is
you hate free and proud people all over Europe, and especially you
right, you hate people, especially free people, especially people of Europe, right? He's starting off saying some great stuff, so let's see what he has to say.
You just hate freedom. You hate free and proud people all over Europe. And especially you hate people who love their nations, who love their countries, and who love their children. Because those people are your biggest enemies. Those people want to preserve their countries as they remember them from time they were children. They want to preserve their countries free, independent, safe, clean and beautiful. They want their countries without hordes of illegal aliens killing and raping women and children in the streets, and they want their countries without daily terrorist attacks. And that's why you want to destroy freedom of speech on social media. You know very well that if those kind of people will have a right to freely share their information, they will never support your green scam. They will never support your migration policies. They will never support your rainbow transgender stuff. That's why you decided to censor all of your opponents and to spy hundreds of millions of Europeans through the chat control. And that's why you decided on a huge fine against Elon Musk's X platform, because he provided freedom of speech for the whole planet. He provided for us the real democracy which you hate the most. Because right now we see that not Trump, not Musk, not any foreign interference, but Ursula von der Leyen and her commission, you are the biggest enemies of freedom. You are the biggest enemies of free speech, and you are the biggest enemies of Europe, and we need to stop you at any cost possible.
What do you guys think? Huh? What do you guys think? Was this guy spitting some facts? Was he spitting some fire? Was he, saying what a lot of people are thinking, right? That's my expression. I'm trying to, I'm understanding you, right? But let me pose a little bit of, double egg, or I don't want to say whatever. But my point is, right? These people, I don't know what this gathering is. It's a UN. I see a bunch of different flags, but I can't say, is it the UE gathering? I don't know, right? Don't you know he is, but could you send him to Canada? What? Don't know who he is. Oh, okay. Brilliant speech, right? There was no audience, whatever, right? They call it beautiful speech, amazing, because he's saying what everybody is thinking now, right? These government, they're impeaching, they're doubling down on freedom of speech because it doesn't advance their politically correct views, right? Regarding mass immigration and how the white nation want to preserve their lineage, their culture, their peaceful neighborhood, their beautiful homes, their beautiful street. People that love and work for America because America give them a great life, right? People want to preserve that, right? That's what he's saying, right? But my question is, and he's saying the government hate freedom and hate the people of their country, right? But really, who put these people in power? Is it the government? Is it the government that the people themselves voted for? Put these people in Congress and judiciary and whatever seat they want to hold. Would it not be the government that appoint these people to do a particular job, right? So you're telling me the people hate themselves too? Is that what you're saying? Because how do these people get in power that hates the country and also hate the people that vote for them? The people themselves has to vote for them, right? People themselves have to vote for them, right? And that's where I'm getting at it. So is it that it's only the government that hates its people? Or does the people hate themselves, so they voted the evil government that is in the world, right? That wants to capture them and limit their freedom of speech or whatever, right? That's just my questions, right? As the world gotten worse, yeah, it's gonna get worse, right? Because people are emotional, and when you're emotional, you're easily controllable and you're easily manipulated, right? And that's just a fact, right? I've seen it happen right in my face, and all I can just do is laugh about it because it's funny, right? And so, the fraud is happening all over the United States when it comes to Somalian community. It seems like they're all part of it, right? Allegedly, as it has been reported, right? And so we got this video coming up. I don't know who this guy is, but they call it Ilhan Omar for some stuff. But let's see.
In this country,
Bro, this bitch is crazy. You know how I know this bitch is crazy? Watch this. This bitch is ridiculously crazy, right? Wait, where did he go? Watch this. That's how I know this bitch is crazy, bro. Watch this.
in this country, we do not blame the lawlessness of an individual on a whole community.
Even when the whole community is involved. Amazing.
Because if you believe in law and order, you understand that if a person commits a crime, they face justice. And that you don't put that crime on a whole community. But we also know that there is not a single evidence that the president or his coolies have put forth that there are any single resource from taxpayers in Minnesota that has gone to aid and abet terrorism. That language is dangerous. That language puts the lives of Somalis not only in Minnesota, but across the country in danger. And if the president believed that, and he had evidence, he would take people to court. So we are sick and tired of the president waking up one day and deciding to put forth falsehoods and demonize whole communities, while the ignorant people that support him then take the lies that he's spreading and use it as a fact.
How am I spreading lies when the first clip I played in this video is of her saying she believes the Somali people can tell the United States government what to do, and that they dare not do anything that's against the best interests of Somalia? In the video I made a couple days ago, I showed a news clip from the early 2000s where Somali businesses in Minneapolis were raided by the FBI for funneling money to Al-Qaeda. And she says the entire Somali community shouldn't be demonized for the crimes of a few. Well, maybe the entire Somali community shouldn't be engaged in this widespread welfare fraud. In every instance, the entire Somali community participates and benefits. In this latest scandal, the entire Somali community was participating in creating fake autism claims for their children, and the parents that participated were given a kickback for every kid that they fraudulently signed up. You don't scam nearly $500 million by only a few people participating. The entire Somali community participates because they all share the same goal as Ilhan Omar. That's why they cheer and applaud when she says she represents the interests of Somalia from within the United States government. And they all participate because that's what their culture promotes. And they know they can do it with impunity because they're protected by the mayor, by the police chief. The police chief basically apologized to the Somali community for the inconvenience of the federal government disrupting their scam. And that's why Donald Trump finally said enough is enough and cracked down on it.
In this country.
Is it just me? Hold on. I don't know how. How did she even get in power? How does she even get in power, bro? Like, that's the question, right? That's the question. Who voted for her? Was it some of the white people, mostly Somalians? Like, who voted for this woman, bro? Who voted for her, right? And then we got another clip regarding that. We're just trying to make the package as great as possible, right? We're trying to make it flow. Is this? Yeah, that's a good size, right? Yeah. So insane, right? The former prime minister of Somalia just said Ilhan Omar is a critical part of Somalia. It is very important that Ilhan Omar is a Somalian and that she is in the government of the United States, right? For us. But let's hear what they have to say.
It is very important in Ilhan Thai, Somali Thai, and Meshas Mujo. Somalia or Arexidi Sutai, Nin Mudu Hakat, Kursias, of Hakagat, of Moro, Sokanisi. But that's not a good I thought I get Gusto Ella Somali Oshari, life, your lot. You think you're the community leader. Somalia.
So, in the end, their interest is, their lesion is, even though they took an oath, right? I think if you become a citizen of a country and you took an oath and you break that oath, you should be kicked out of the country, right? You should be kicked out of the country because you left your country for a better life, right? You're in a country that is giving you a better life, but the only reason why you're there is for your country to feed off the country that you're in, so you can better the country that you run away from, right? That you run away from, right? And she had a clip. There's a clip of her going around that I actually want to play, right? I guess it's tying in properly, right? When she said, is this the one when she said, you know?
Be coming out of our country? I mean, I grew up.
Yeah, this is the clip, right? This is the clip where she's from Somalia and she's telling us she run away, whatever. Let's hear what she has to say. Let's hear what she has to say. Because, you know, it's kind of crazy to me. I think that's a great place to put it. All right, and then we're gonna run it again.
Be coming out of our country. I mean, I grew up in a dictatorship, and I don't even remember ever witnessing anything like that. To have a democracy, a beacon of hope for the world to now be turned into one of the worst countries where the military are in our streets without any regard for people's constitutional rights.
What? The military are in the streets for regardless of the people's constitutional rights. What's wrong with the military being out there on the roads and protecting the people and protecting the border and protecting the communities? What's wrong with that? Why do you have fear?
While our president is spending millions of dollars propping himself up like a failed dictator with a military parade.
Like a failed dictator? You're right. Trump is a failed dictator. Because if he was a dictator, this bitch should be gone. Right? So you're right. Trump is not a dictator. Because if he was, bitch, you would be gone like the wind. The same way you come, same way you're gone. It's kind of crazy. And you had to run away from your country from a real dictator. This bitch is dumb. Which now she has a free voice of voicing her opinion. Right?
It is really shocking, and it should be a wake-up call for all Americans to say this is not the country we were born in. This is not the country we believe in. This is not the country our founding fathers.
What founding fathers? Bitch, you don't even believe in America. You believe in your Somalian whatever. You're just using this and weaponizing it against American people so they feel bad about themselves. Why should we feel bad that the military is in the street, that the military is doing their job? Why should we feel bad about that? What? Because it's affecting you that call yourself Somalian American, which doesn't even make sense. So you're Somalian first. You're not Legion to America. That's crazy, right?
Imagined, and this is not the country that is supported by our Constitution, our ideals, our values, and we should all
our country, bitch, is crazy.
Collectively be out in the streets rejecting what is taking place this week. Be coming out.
Listen, don't let this female use your emotions to weaponize it against you so you judge yourself. Feel bad about yourself, and then thoughts, which is of the devil, which is of evil, is gonna control you and get you to act. She's evil. This woman is pure diabolical evil. Then she went to the Constitution. The Constitution, this is not what the founding fathers talked about. This is not what America is built on, right? Crazy. Because she doesn't even believe in your Constitution. She's just using it against you. That's all she's doing. But listen, man. Listen. I know people are evil and manipulative, but I no wonder why Trump called her a bitch. Because all she does is bitch. She come from a country she have to run away from, right? And she's still complaining. She has it better than she has ever had it, and she's still complaining. You can't make a bitch happy, bro. That's crazy, right? And, following up that, we got watch this, right, watch this. Regarding all what she just said, all of what she just said sounds nice, right? Sounds nice. Watch this.
You told me to look into Minnesota and their fraud.
Watch this.
You told me to look into Minnesota and their fraud on visas and their programs. 50% of them are fraudulent, which means that wacko Governor Walz. You told me to look into Minnesota and their fraud on visas and their programs. 50% of them are fraudulent, which means that wacko Governor Walz either is an idiot or he did it on purpose. And I think he's both, sir. He brought people in there illegally that never should have been in this country, said they were somebody that they're not. They said they were married to somebody who was their brother or somebody else. Fraudulent visa applications, signed up for government programs, took hundreds of billions of dollars from the taxpayers, and we're going to remove them and we're going to get our money back.
Guys, I want to see arrests. I want to see trials. I want to see convictions. I demand it because it's not enough to just expose these things. There have to be harsh consequences to prevent this from continuing. Otherwise, we have no chance at saving our nation. We cannot just accept politicians colluding with third world immigrants to defraud the taxpayer and fund Islamic terrorist groups. We cannot have American politicians capitulating to the illegal, fraudulent desires of immigrants who demand politicians ignore them marrying their brothers and marrying their sisters to circumvent immigration law, continuously importing Somali pirates into Minnesota to bolster the Somali voting bloc's political power. But all of this damning evidence against Tim Walz prompted Donald Trump to double down on calling Tim Walz retarded, saying, no, there's definitely something wrong with this guy.
In that same post, you mentioned Tim Walz, and you called him what many Americans do find an offensive word, retarded. Do you stand by that claim of calling Tim Walz retarded?
Yeah, I think there's something wrong with him. Absolutely, sure.
You don't think
You have a problem with him? You know what? I think there's something wrong with him. Anybody that would do what he did, anybody that would allow those people into a state and pay billions of dollars out to Somalia. We give billions of dollars to Somalia. It's not even a country because it doesn't function like a country. It's got a name, but it doesn't function like a country. Yeah, there's something wrong with Walz.
Let me be clear. Tim Walz was jumping for joy on stage, saying he hopes to get the news one day that Donald Trump died. Tim Walz celebrated Tesla stock falling, which hurts millions of Americans' pensions, including his own state's pension fund. Tim Walz called Donald Trump a Nazi and called all of us Nazi supporters. So spare me the crocodile tears that you're offended Tim Walz got called a retard. I mean, he changed the Minnesota state flag to something that resembles Somalia's. He allowed the Somali community to scam over $1 billion in taxpayer money, and then threatened and silenced whistleblowers who were trying to stand up for the American people and expose it. And what's even worse is now his own attorney general is under fire for colluding with the Somalis. A group called American Experiment got leaked audio from a meeting with Minnesota's attorney general and the Somali community, where they pledged to fund him so substantially he would not have to worry about other fundraising in exchange for his deference to the Somali community. But before we listen to that audio,
You told me to look into.
Interesting. Listen, man, you know, I don't got much to say about that because how is she even in power, bro? Right? If the people were right that were voting, I think they would vote great people in, right? But they're not. They're not, right? They're not.
Election night was
They're not, right?
just 2 days ago, but it seems Minnesota Representative-elect Ilhan Omar may have already made her first move as an elected official. In a letter signed November 8th, Omar asks a U.S. district judge for compassion when sentencing 9 Minnesota Somali American men convicted of trying to join the terrorist group ISIS.
Bro, what? That's crazy. This is a thing, bro? Wow. This is the people you guys are electing in your own country. In a country that you run away from terrorists, dictatorship, right? All that stuff, right? Let's say, allegedly, right? They're funding money to their Somalian countries, to their terrorist group, dictatorship. Did she actually flee away from those countries, or is she a double agent? right? We gotta ask these questions now, right? This sweet little girl, she run away from dictators, her home country. That, you know, that is messed up. That is just ridiculous, right? She live in this first world country now, where she got luxury. She end up in the government. Was she put in place to achieve these things so she can fund back her terrorist family back in her own place? Was she brainwashed to do all of these things? We have to ask these questions now, right? I mean, come on, right? And then the funniest thing, that she ended up in government because she's a good representative, whatever, right? Let's hear what she has to say though.
Election night was just 2 days
Wait,
ago, but it seems
what?
Minnesota Representative-elect
Hold on. Let's size this up properly, right? Let's size this up properly.
Ilhan Omar may have already made her first move as an elected official. In a letter signed November 8th,
Bro, that makes no sense, but watch this.
election night was just 2 days ago, but it seems Minnesota Representative-elect Ilhan Omar may have already made her first move as an elected official. In a letter signed November 8th, Omar asks a U.S. district judge for compassion when sentencing 9 Minnesota Somali American men convicted of trying to join the terror.
9 Minnesota Somalian American males. Bro, do you catch these wording? These wordings are insane, right?
Terrorist group ISIS. She says the best deterrent to fanaticism is a system of compassion. We must alter our attitude and approach if we truly want to affect change. We should refocus our...
So you think feeling bad for them and having compassion will change them? How will that change them? That can't do nothing for nobody. If anything, they're going to see you as weak and they're going to use it against you. That's kind of crazy.
Our efforts on inclusion and rehabilitation. But she's not the only one.
Inclusion and rehabilitation? What?
13 letters, including
what is that gonna do?
one from the Dean of Students at Minneapolis Public Schools, were also sent to the judge asking for leniency. Osman Sheikh Yusuf says, I truly
try to join ISIS, a terrorist group, bro. What?
am honored to call Abdi Rahman my friend, and I hope that good things happen to this wonderful young man who totally deserves a second chance in life.
So her first act after being elected to the United States House of Representatives wasn't to show loyalty to America by telling the judge to throw the...
Election night was...
All I'ma say, bro, all I'ma say. Do you think America, Minnesota people, you know, the majority, when she got elected, what was the majority of Somalians in that area? You know, who voted for her? Was it mostly the white people? Was it mostly the Somalian people? I don't know. But regard that, you guys have a female leading you too. What a mess, right? What a mess that is, right? Listen, man, listen. I'm just showing you guys the news. I really don't have much to say when it comes to Ilhan Omar, you know, right? Because I don't even think she should even be in the country. I don't even think that she should be in your government, right? It's just fascinating that she's in government. How did she get there? I don't know, right? I think that's the fascinating part about it. Oh, people voted her in, right? She's your enemy. She is your enemy, and you have your enemy living in your house, right? And you know this guy, Tim Walz. Let's hear what he has to say, because he said that, you know about the fraud and whatever. Insurance. You know about the fraud, and yet he wants to do another fraud program. Well, watch this. After the Somalian fraud scandal, Tim Walz is now announcing a new tax-funded welfare program, right? So not only that, you were scammed out of your tax dollars, right? You were so scammed out of it because these people, they feel sorry for the Somalian people. Look at all the white people in the background that hate themselves and hate their country, right? Look at them. It makes no sense to me, right? But they feel so bad for these people. They want to give them another program, right? Even though they fraudulent scam you allegedly, as the news has been reported, right? Minnesota and medical leave plan gives Somali migrants and other illegals up to 20 paid week off every year to bond with a child, right? American taxpayers are forced to cover the costs. That's ridiculous. That is just dumb. That is dumb. Why are you bringing people in the country that won't help the country, but they will just take and take and take? These people don't love America. They don't love these Somalians because they're only using the Somalians so they can stay in power, and the Somalians are using them so they can stay in power. But when this, let's say the Somalian takes over, these people are cooked. They're cooked. All these people in the background that you see, oh, we're here for the Somalians, we're here to support them with their, whatever programs. They're gonna be cooked. They're gonna be cooked. Cooked, right? But let's hear what he has to say.
Program for you that allows you again to take care of what you need to take care of without being forced to choose between your family, your bonding with your child, your own health, and your economic well-being. Because in Minnesota, you can do both. And we proved that. Insurance program for you that allows you again to take care of what you need to take care of without being forced to choose between your family, your bonding with your child, your own health, and your economic well-being. Because in Minnesota, you can do both. And we proved that.
Yeah, you guys have proven that for sure. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy, right? But I wanna go across the world, right? I wanna go across the world, and this is the one I actually wanted to play. Where he admits that he knew about the fraud. He knew about the fraud somewhat, right? Admit that he knew the Somalian fraud was going on. Let's see.
I think what the president did was elevate it. I do believe, and I will fully own this, we should have been keeping Minnesotans more up to speed on what was happening. We should have been, I think, on a better cadence as you see things that were happening in 2022, as the tools that were given to the administration would get there. So again, after the fact, there was a lot of folks talk about this. I have 7 years of proving this. I just fixed these things. And should we have fixed MNLARS before it got there? Certainly. Certainly we shouldn't have gone through 10 years of trying to get a licensing system. But once we got there, once we figured it out, we fixed it. And I think that's true. I think what the president did was elevate it. I do.
What? Bro, I didn't even know what this guy was saying, bro. I really don't know what he's saying. Because all he's saying is just lies, bro. Right?
Do you want to hear more from members and leaders from the Somali community to say, we need to look at ourselves, we need to hold our own neighbors accountable, because look at the damage.
That's crazy.
Do you want to hear more from members and leaders from the Somali community to say, we need to look at ourselves, we need to hold our own neighbors accountable, because look at the damage that this has done to our community. What do you want to hear more from, instead of just saying, don't blame us? Do you want to see more ownership and oversight from within this?
Look, it's not law-abiding citizens. If that were the case, there's a lot of white men should be holding a lot of white men accountable for the crimes that they have committed. I think
that's not about that. We're not talking about that, buddy.
For the community to maybe educate their population, because I think what you're seeing here is there's secondary victims in this, that there's providers inside the community that are then victimizing the community themselves by signing them up, because when we're going to some of these people, they're like, I had no idea I was in this program. So I think it's
You have no idea? So how are you getting money? How are you getting money if you have no idea? That's kind of crazy, bro.
Asking us then, for every crime, which of course the majority being committed by white men, asking us to do more about that. I think it's crime in general. And I think the biggest thing on this is just making sure that we're educating the population. And again, this is 80 people or so that have been convicted in this, maybe some more in that.
Do you want to hear more from...
Does this guy really believe what he's saying, bro? I don't even know at this point if this guy believes what he's saying. You think he believes what he's saying? Or are you just blatantly just lying right in your face? Right? There's more crimes committed. White men commit crimes every day. Okay? They live in their country. They were born in the country. These people immigrate. Some were born here, right? So because of that, because white men committed crime, we should just let this one slide because white people committed crimes too. So we're just gonna let this fraud slide. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard, bro. That's so dumb. And you know what is dumb? Evil people. They'll make up excuses. They play themselves as victims, right? They play themselves as victim, bro, which is crazy, right? Victims, blame. Oh, it's not us, you know. We're just victim of the higher powers. The higher powers do this. So who's the higher power? Tim is the higher power. He's the governor, right? He should be overseeing it. So he should be locked up, thrown in jails with alongside whoever is beneath him and working alongside with him, right? You should be in jail. You commit treason, buddy, against the United States of America. Like what? Bro, if these people don't go to jail, I mean, listen. I have no faith that they're gonna go in jail. I put no faith in that, right? Because it's gonna get worse before it gets better. It's gonna get so worse. It's gonna get so worse that it's gonna have you crying for your mother, right? That's how bad it's about to get, right? You're just seeing half of it, right? And you know, these people are Muslim too. They have their agenda, bro. They just want to take over the world, right? So we got Iranian refugee talking. Let's hear what he has to say.
I'm a political ref.
Let's draw this here a little bit. Okay. Now we're gonna cook. Let him cook.
I'm a political refugee from Iran. I've been to prison. I've been under Islamic law, and I know how it starts and I know how it ends. And it always starts with the, for some reason, unity of left and Islamists, and it scares me. So I came here to be free. I chose Canada as my second home to be live in a free country, and I'm beginning to get really scared. Because the way things are going, it looks like they're going to basically appease Islamists just to not raise any ruckus or something.
There shall be no peace when you have hatred against each other. You're just appeasing them to not confront them? That's kind of crazy.
It's going to appease them step by step, and they're not going to stop. They see it as a sign of weakness, so they're going to take more and more, and I'm against that. I believe Canada should be free, and freedom of speech is something that nobody can take away from people. I'm a political refugee.
Does Canada have free speech, though? That's the question, right? Does Canada have free speech? Because from what I'm getting to understand, they're cutting that. They're censoring a lot of, what do you say, right-wing commentators in right-wing news, right? If you want to call it that, so they label it, I guess, right? They want to shut you down because you're a danger to society. You're a danger to society, buddy. What the? Right? But we're gonna go to Japan. I want to show you something that's happening in Japan, bro. And I think this is happening in China too, right? So check this out. This is what is happening in Japan, and this was posted the 18th of December 2025.
Japan is not interested in Islam, and the reasons why are pretty obvious. Japan doesn't change for anyone. You're expected to adjust to Japan.
You think if you go to a Muslim country, you don't have to adjust to their Muslim culture? But why do you come to the West and we expect that to change for you? Because the people are so dumb, bro. They're so emotionally, they're so emotional that the Islamic people just know how to use you and play you, especially the people in government, right?
We all know Islam struggles with this concept. They expect countries to change their laws and traditions for them. This,
and yet they're running away from a tradition and a laws that doesn't work in their own country. Makes no sense, right? And they bring it to your country and you're supposed to conform to it. Ridiculous.
is the complete opposite. Christian Westerners are seen as very different. They keep their beliefs internal and do not push them on anyone else. This is why they're welcomed to Japan. For a country that's so safe, they have no...
But you're not fighting for the Lord. You're not fighting for Allah when you keep your beliefs internal. You're supposed to impose it on other people. We need to reform the entire world under Islam because that is love. That is peace for us. How is that love? How is that peace? When people have to believe what you believe in so you can judge them and be like, oh, you're one of us. And even when the world is what you want, you'll never be happy because you still have conflict inside of you. And that conflict that is inside of you, you're trying to impose onto people, which makes no sense, right?
interest in bringing in anyone who has been proven to show aggression in their countries of migration. Islam is not an easy visitor. They expect permanent migration and for the laws and traditions to be completely changed to suit their needs, even if they have to force this with aggression. If I just spoke...
So they're evil, right? You're telling me they're evil. Everywhere they go, they want you to abide by their law. Not even Jesus did that, but they need to abide by your law, but by their law. And if you don't abide by their law, they're going to force it upon you. So they're telling me they're all about their religious beliefs, which is God has nothing to do with it because God is not going to force himself onto you. He's not going to impose himself onto you. It's either you welcome it or you don't. And because, I mean, you're given a life and you're given to choose it, but really, are you given a choice to choose it? Not really, because their Islamic belief, they're being controlled by evil and calling it God, calling it whatever Allah or whatever they call it, right? It's evil controlling them, and they think it's God, bro. That's the funniest part about it, right?
With your mind, DM me truth.
So that video in, all right? They're like, we're gonna spread Islam because that's the true religion. That's the only way to save the West. But you couldn't even save your own country, right? You can't even save your own country. And it's Islamic belief routed, right? But yet the West doesn't need your saving. You're trying to save someone else and you can't even save yourself, which is that's the crazy part about it. You can't even save yourself because of yourself you can do nothing, right? That's the messed up part about it. All right, I don't want to go too long of a stream today, but let's just react to a couple more shots. I got some longer videos I wanted to react to, but no. So apparently, federal government have started deporting the Somalians in Minnesota, right? That's what I guess the news was reporting. It's in a little reel here. Let's check it out real quick.
Amigo, tem problema. Amigo, eu tenho problema, amigo.
Amigo!
Don't be, man.
No, not back to Somalia, no! You don't know what you have that is so good until you lose it, right? Oh, Cloud Bops. Cloud Bops like this, bro. Shout out to Cloud Bops. Listen, man, listen. You're in the best country. Yet you guys want to downplay like you're not in the best country. Canada, America, best countries you can think of. He's getting deported now and he's gonna cry. He's gonna find himself back in his wasteland, right? He's gonna he's gonna, whoa, I shouldn't have done what I done. Too late, buddy, right? If you're illegal, send you back. If your allegiance is not to America, even though you pledge your allegiance, but you're still here for Somalia and doing all of this thing, no, send them back, bro. They have no place here, bro. None whatsoever. Because they're not here to help the country. Not one bit. Right?
Out the way, Liz. Out the way. Out the way. We'll get knocked down. Move.
I would say we'll see you in Somalia, but Brian, I'm trying to go there, bro. That's crazy. Somalia. Who wants to visit Somalia, bro? Not me. That's kind of crazy. All right. And we got some more exposing going on here when it comes to the daycare centers, right? Some daycare centers, crazy stuff going down. You know, this is Brit expose. So is it that this is in the UK? I don't get it. Time to rise of force and don't let them get away with anything. This is the question. Why didn't they fix their own country?
See what's going on here. This is a processing centre, isn't it? This is a processing centre, isn't it? Why?
It's not allowed. It's not allowed.
Why is it not allowed? No one knows about this. This isn't in the public domain, is it? This is being hidden. Have a look at the walls, fellas. See migrant help. Get that badge there.
The locals are not being told that criminal offences, aiding and abetting migrants, migrants and raiders. So who do you work for? Is it Serco, this one? Is it Mearsby? Is it Clear Springs? Call the police, please. 999.
Why are you calling the police, bud? We're coming for some information, yeah? Have we? We got a pantry around here.
Close out, I'm trying to keep all the stuff.
What you got in the containers, bud? What's in there? Where's the AK-47s? Oh. It is. It's another unit, guys. We've got a delivery coming in. So yeah, welcome to Hempstead House in Hemel Hempstead, which nobody knew about. This is a processing centre for migrants. How long has it been a processing centre, bud? No comment.
He's wearing a mask? That's kind of crazy.
Hello, hello. Why?
We shouldn't be here.
We shouldn't be here. Oh, come on, bud.
I think they're asking you to leave.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is, we come here for reportive purposes to find out who's managing the building. Is it Serco? Is it Clear Springs? Is it the local council? I believe it's a Home Office contractor, which are incentivising landlords by giving them £7,000.
Have you gone?
So yeah, the cops talking about doing us for trespass. I just want to have a little Top Gun ciggy out here. Would be nice. Free coffee. Look, no roll-ups. Fucking hell! Look at that one. look at that one. Look, this is how much money they got. Says a lot, that does, doesn't it? So yeah, we've come here today to find out who's managing the building. We want to know if it's Serco or Clear Springs. Okay. Beg your pardon?
Why is it you'd like to know that?
Because if there are, say, 150 migrants in here, I think the locals have a right to know about it, don't you?
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, well, you can't just apply for it.
Yeah.
You're entitled to film, but you need to be...
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, have you got any idea of this building or its purposes? Have you never been called here?
I don't think I have, no.
No.
Police have probably been here, but I haven't personally been.
Before it was, they said a charity, Life Opportunities Trust. There's nothing online about the place.
I think it's open for all who live here or stay
I
here.
think you think it's open for people that have broke into the country.
I think it's open for people who live here.
Yeah, we're trying to see what's going on here. This is a processing centre, isn't it?
Listen, I'm not too familiar with the UK laws or what's happening there, but I'm not too sure what's happening there, right? Not too sure. But I'm just showing you what's happening, right? I'm just showing you what's going down. Wait, what? There's no way that is 45 minutes. No. I can't react to all of this.
You were here earlier today. I came here at 1 o'clock. this guy, they interviewed him. The Quality Learning Center has now been interviewed.
The YouTuber that was making the claims, you were here earlier today. I came here at 1 o'clock. You were here. Where are you now? You claim we're closed. You claim we're a fraud. Where are you? Why are you not here right now? It's like,
is that even a question?
Why aren't you?
This guy's dumb, right?
On this obvious performance to look like we're not defrauding. You've got to be fucking retarded. Like, how are you fucking? Like, how can you be this retarded? This is crazy.
You're trying to.
It still says learning. Look at it. It's like, dude,
Luring Center.
Like fucking Reno 911.
Why's my chair like that?
Portlandia or something. It's like I'm trying to think of another like satire show. It's like this is the the Parks Department at like Parks and Recreation. It's like the dumb person, right? It's like Zoolander 3. Derek Zoolander gets appointed to be governor of Minnesota.
Put out a certain message about a certain group. I'm not gonna make that claim. I don't want to make that claim without me knowing him personally. But that's
what.
Like
oh, okay. So it's all about you being Somalian, right? Of course, that's the real problem.
Yeah, that's a problem,
what's
buddy.
What's funny about this is that, according to that other video, you got roached out by your own guys. So I don't think anybody.
Listen, I won't watch the entire video. 49 minutes. I don't got that time today.
Making this about every Somalian when a lot of the whistleblowers are also Somalians. They're saying, "Hey, this is fucking ridiculous. I gotta say something about this. Just total bullshit."
His front. Where are you right now? He was here earlier. He was recording us. We had no issue with it. We told him, "Hey, just get off our property. You can record." No, he's not here. Outside of those hours.
What does it say here? The quality of the learning center, says YouTuber Nick Shirley, dropped by hours before the center was over. A sign on the door says it's open from 2 to 10 p.m. We witnessed about 20 kids get dropped off Monday afternoon, days after the YouTuber accused them of not having any kids.
So days after, kids started being dropping off. That's crazy.
This stuff is the kind of person who would have been naturally selected. We live in such a safe society. They're multiplying. That's what's
nice.
happening. So if you actually believe this, like, what are we doing? Krassen Stream believes it. He doesn't believe. They are lying retards. This is why you can't debate and argue with these people.
Oh yeah, I actually want to watch
that
this
gets caught
piece
for
too.
Fraud, who then stops doing the fraud and then say, "See, it didn't happen."
Ridiculous, right? Just so
That's
dumb.
the way they think. And why do they think like that? Because they don't want it to be true. They're not logical. They're not rational. They don't look at what makes sense. They come to a conclusion and then they work backwards to justify it. Even if it's true, there's still no windows and the glass is blacked out, and the shit got shut down, and they can't spell the fucking sign, and they locked them out, and they wouldn't give her the ability to even sign the kid up. They didn't even give the paperwork, and they opened a door and there was nobody there. There was no crying babies or anything like that. They think with their emotions, not ready. They're so fucking stupid. It's amazing. It's crazy. Such dishonest people.
What do you think? Should Nick Shirley? Now that I'm thinking about it, Nick Shirley, maybe should have done it a little bit differently, right? Maybe should have gotten a female to get a kid and go sign up, right? Like a decoy, send a decoy in with a couple of kids to get them sign up and see how that goes out, right? But really, they can't cover it up now just because it's out there in the news. Now you want to have your Somalian community people bring their kids in. Doesn't even make sense,
Absolutely.
Bro. Outside of those hours, and then claim, hey, they're closed, and they're still making money. They're using taxpayer money to work, and it's like you don't come outside of operational hours and then say they're using taxpayer money. That was completely false. As you can see, we're open Mondays through Thursdays, 2 to 10 p.m.
A learning center open 2 to 10 p.m. Is that real? Is that a thing? I don't even know. What learning center open 2 p.m. to 10 p.m.?
he was here earlier. I don't
For kids.
So it's like, are you trying to record that we're doing fraud, or are you trying to put the Somali name and the fraud in the same sentence?
Or is it for older people? I don't know.
This shit is not gonna work, guys. Like y'all gotta stop doing this.
No, but nobody in the video, they were bringing younger, like little kids. So I'm guessing it's for little kids, not for older people, right? So it just doesn't, no matter how you try to put it, it doesn't fly, bro. That fly is dead. that fly ain't flying no more, bro. That's kind of crazy, right?
You had to happen. Wait, I put the cookie back. Why aren't you? Wait, you shouldn't be happy because I just put a cookie in the cookie jar? No, bro, you took it out earlier.
It's defiled. It's violated.
That's what we heard us say. It's been open for 8.5 years now. We haven't closed once during that period. So I want to touch on that first. The second thing.
With government money, yeah. With people taxpayer dollars, you've been open for 7 years, buddy. Okay, relax. And he's glizzing about it too, right? It's crazy.
Doesn't that mean that the violations were then not actually done properly? Because if they had that many violations and they never got closed, in order to fix and solve the violations, then
loopholes.
I feel like also that's really just another indictment on the federal government or the state government.
Someone is covering up, right?
They haven't missed a paycheck. I bet they haven't missed a paycheck. It's interesting how kids, after there were no kids there, but now 20 kids show up for daycare, even after a person who lives there says he's never seen any kids go in or out of the building. 2 people said that. It was the guy that was doing the interview with them, and then also the random guy on the street.
Yeah, the random 2 guys.
Okay. You have to really wonder what's going.
We're gonna skip to Nick Shirley, right? Because let's just hear what's going down here.
What are we sensationalizing?
To attack our community. What's your final objective?
We're not attacking your community by any means.
Are you making good money from this?
We're looking
What does that matter?
Fraud.
No,
For instance, can you answer our question? Where's Safari Transportation Company 607?
That's what a journalist do, right? Isn't that what a journalist do? Go out, investigate, show public the truth. And of course, the public, because you're doing a great job and the public appreciate it, you're going to make money from it because they value what you're doing and bringing awareness and showing what is happening in your country, bro. It's ridiculous.
How much money are you? How much money are
So he's saying, listen, Nick Shirley, buddy, you're making money off us showing what we've been doing, undercover fraud and whatever, right? You're making money off us, right? So isn't it okay for us to make money off you too? Is that his logic? That doesn't even make sense, right? Right?
Streamline security.
How much money are you making
I make money
off
off
of
of YouTube. That's how I make my money.
Exactly. So you're making money off of sensationalizing.
That's my job.
Sensationalize it. That's crazy. He's paying him in he's trying to get you to judge Nick Shirley. Yo, listen. I'm not gonna lie, bro. You see all these immigrants, most of them are raised by their mothers. Most of them. And even white people too. In most countries, they're raised by their mother. They don't have a strong father in the home to show them what true love is, right? So they think these feeling and compassion and feeling bad for people, they think that's love. No, it's judging. You're judging these people, and because you're gonna be judging them, they're gonna always take advantage of you, because they're gonna use your emotions to manipulate and control you, right? That's what they do. They're nothing but evil, and evil always paint themselves as victim. They always have an excuse. I think there should be a lesson from this. There should be some punishment here, which is that the law of the land. It's not my law. It's the law that governs the land to make sure there's laws that people follow, right?
Not attacking you. We're asking.
I'll tell you the reason why this is happening. All right, let me tell you the reason why you're attacking us.
Correct? Yeah. Has nothing to do.
And it's really important that you guys keep this in mind because these people act like a voting bloc. While they are encouraging other people not to be racist against them,
they are racist themselves.
They are completely racist.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It doesn't, and that's how they manipulate you. They use race card. It's crazy. It's crazy.
This is a complete own group and out group bias. They're defending fraud because it's being done by people that look like them. That's what's happening. It's obvious.
With race?
They're aggressively tribalist. They are.
This has to do with us being Muslim.
No, it does not.
All right, and us being from Africa.
Uh-huh.
It's a constitutional argument.
What?
You don't want us here.
Never let these people invoke the Constitution against you. They don't care about.
They didn't care about that
shit about it. They only care about the Constitution to the extent that they can weaponize it against you to further steal and become parasites in your country.
Asmongold is right on that. He's right. He's on point with that one, man.
They don't care about it. They don't give a shit about it. Do not even engage in the argument. By engaging with the argument, you lose. Because you're dealing with somebody who's trying to lie to you. Somebody who's trying to misrepresent things to you. That's
a fact.
On empowerment, exactly. He said Constitution like it was a spell. Yep, that's right. And that's what they do, is that they use your values against you in the most cynical way possible while embodying and agreeing with none of them.
Diabolical. That's as evil as they come, right?
They only have your values to the extent that those values can be weaponized in their favor.
Yeah.
That's it.
Only when you agree with them. That's true.
They're engaging in bad faith. Yes. Never let somebody in bad faith dictate a conversation or engage what they're saying. There's no reason to.
Change the freedom of religion. Say, listen, you don't want Muslims in this country anymore.
We're not saying
stand on business. We don't want Muslim in the country anymore. Stand on business, bro. Stand on business. Listen, we don't want Muslim in the country anymore because you guys can't simulate, right? You can't, and it's okay for us to. It's okay for someone to tell you the truth, right? Isn't that what love is? Telling you the truth. And how you react to it, it's up to you. If you're going to get angry and frustrated, it's your problem, right? It shows that you actually have an issue. It shows that because you're emotionally erratic, you're easily manipulated, and you're also being controlled by evil because emotions are evil. You ever think about this? Watch this. You get depressed, you get sad, you get emotional. The thoughts tell you to do something, and you follow it. You just go do it because it tells you to do it. It's gonna tell you you're gonna feel better. It tells you it's gonna make you feel good, and you chase it, and in the end, you find yourself right back in the place that you begin with. Because when that thrill is over, when that thought tells you what to do, when it's over, it might make you happy. It might not make you happy, right? But it makes you happy for that moment, and once that moment is over, you're right back to judging yourself, judging people, and you're right back into hell. You're right back into hell. There's no escape because the hell is actually inside of you, right? It's inside of you. How can you escape the hell out of yourself? Well, you play victim and you use other people and you say they're the problem and it's not you, but really the problem is actually with you, right? The problem is within you. And actually there's a video that I want to cover that someone talked about this. A Somalian guy actually, which is interesting. And we're going to touch on it. I think I want to touch on that video before I end today.
They keep this up, people are going to say that. That's what's funny. Is that the more that they push this, like, oh, we're all the same, we're all Muslims, you just don't like us because we're Muslim.
They're trying to weaponize it.
Eventually, yeah, actually we are. You have to leave now.
But it's true. Right?
It's going to make it a lot worse.
No. Because when I go into your comments,
he's evil. He's trying to use race as a way to get out of the conversation. Right? And I remember listening to this just a little bit, right?
When I go onto your comments, what I see is
somebody gets pressed in the comment section and they show up in real life. Oh God. Here we go.
There's people that say we do not want Muslims here. Kick every single Muslim in Minnesota out.
Absolutely. Yeah, 100%.
What's wrong with that?
Of course. And the reason why they think that is because instead of taking personal accountability, you displace accountability across the other millions of people that are Muslim in America that aren't doing this. I know plenty of people that are Muslims in America, and basically every Muslim that I know in America is rich. They're rich. And so, like, this entire idea, and they're rich in the Middle East, too. It's not like they came here and they scammed us. No, there are rich families over here. How the fuck do you think they got here? It's because they're rich. And so the fact is that, no, this is not every Muslim, but whenever you constantly use the religion as a shield, you constantly say, you're just doing this because we're Muslim, you're just doing this because we're from Africa, you're just doing this because we're black. Whenever you do that enough times, people are going to listen to that messaging and then respond as in, like, yeah, we are. You see kind of what's happening here?
Stand on business, bro. That's what I'm saying.
You're preparing for the Somali community to maybe be taken to concentration camps.
Listen, right. You did your fraud. Whatever you did your fraud. Now you're blaming on Somalian people. Well, maybe if the entire Somalian community wasn't a part of it, you wouldn't get blamed for it. But all of you were part of it. It's like a drug operation undercover where all these drug lords and people pushing the dough know what's happening, right? But now when we figure it out and you're all complicit in it, no, you're blaming it on the entire Somalian community. Bitch, please. Shut up. What?
That actor's trying to use association to a bigger group as a shield? Yeah. They're trying to use it as a shield to drag down the entire group. Exactly. The Japanese. What's he talking about Japanese for?
To maybe be taken to concentration camps. Just from the Japanese community. All right?
Concentration camps. See, this is like, you can see very clearly, this is like a mode of like emotional messaging and emotional blackmail, right? Where it's, oh, do you remember concentration camps? Do you remember racism?
Isn't that happening in China where China have concentration camp for Muslim? Where's the uproar about that? That's the craziest thing about that. Listen, we're not gonna spend too long in that video, right? We got some more stuff that I want to touch on before I end the stream, right? And apparently, oh, was this a shorter one? Hold on.
We're from CNN. Can we talk to you?
Oh, CNN too. Yeah, we should listen to the CNN one. Well, let me pull this up back real quick. You know, Happy New Year, bro. Happy New Year. It's the first day of the year. First day of 2026. But let's hear our, I think they're saying Nick will be after JD Vance, the next president. I don't know. I don't know if I mean, does Nick love the Jews? I don't know. I think he loves them, but the way they blame Jews for everything, I don't know. It's kind of ridiculous, right? It's like the blacks blaming the white. It's like the Muslim blaming the Jews and the white. So it's kind of ridiculous, but let's hear what he has to say.
You got Ilhan Omar. She, you know, God forgive me for my wrath. You got Ilhan Omar on TV and she says, well, you know, with her fucking accent, well, hatred breeds more hatred. You fucking sack of shit. Go back to Somalia. How dare you? We're gonna sit there and debate this foreigner? I'm sorry, you don't even have a home country because it's all clan warfare. I'm sorry, which part of Somalia are you even from? Which warlord jurisdiction did you come from?
It's a good question.
She can barely speak English, wasn't born here. She's gonna come here and say, well, you know, he shouldn't have been so hateful. We're gonna debate with this person? How about at the Oxford Student Union? Where another piece of ghetto trash comes up in dreadlocks and sweatpants and says, whiteness must be eradicated. No, buddy, you got it twisted. We got to debate these people. We got to protect their right to hate us. We got to protect their right to undermine the foundations of our society. No, we don't. No, we don't. You got Ilhan Omar.
But isn't she married now to a white male? What a beta. Bro married a woman that hate white people. I wonder how she treats him at home, bro. That'd be interesting to find out, right?
Why was the word learning misspelled?
That was a printing error.
Yo, this clip got me laughing. I was cracking up while I was watching this clip. Watch that.
Is it that way?
I don't know, but the printer, now that you guys have put the printer at bay, now the printer is reprinting that up again. So sometimes it's just hard to get printers to come out in the winter.
And she spelled it the same way it's spelled. That's kind of crazy.
Time as the weather changes to put up new signage and things of that nature. And because we had different types of weather elements going on, it was just delayed. But for the simple fact, just because it is a misprint, everyone is taking that out of content.
It looks like it's fixed now, though.
Yeah.
And who are these people here?
People. People, American. Oh, they're people.
Well, that looks like
Yeah, taxpayer money, that's for sure.
daycare kids.
Oh, absolutely. I don't know why y'all thinking kids are not coming. Like, y'all
All of a sudden, kids are showing up now out of nowhere. That's kind of crazy.
y'all are out here like kids are not coming.
Why was the word learning misspelled?
Yo, this is not the full clip, right? Because she was saying, listen, we're trying to get people to come out here and fix it because of the weather conditions, Because of the weather condition, they can't come and fix it. I'm like, that's a lie, bro. You think people are not going to come in and get work done if you run a business in the weather? You know how many people that I know work in winter, bro? And to fix a sign? There's other jobs to do in winter than fixing a sign. What? This bitch is just lying her mouth off, bro. That's crazy, right? The lies just keep piling up, bro. And then this one, right?
We're from CNN. Can we talk to you? This is MAGA YouTuber Nick Shirley. Back at a daycare in Minnesota, he alleged was a fraudulent facility in a now viral video.
People are going to say this is a left or right issue, but no, fraud is fraud. And so I'm not out here trying to put a twist on things.
Shirley's viral video, released over the weekend, in which he says he's uncovering tens of millions of dollars in fraud at Minneapolis daycares run by the
Tens and millions? You mean hundreds of millions of dollars? This bitch crazy, bro.
Somali community was retweeted by Elon Musk and Vice President J.D. Vance. In the video, Shirley tries to open locked doors and talk to people at various daycares he claims are frauds.
Did you come during their normal operating hours when you came to visit?
I came at 11 a.m., I believe, and I also came the following day later in the day. The point of it is not whether or not I came at the right time of their operation hours. The point is that blacked out doors, they can't give you any information. You call that number, no one answers. I wasn't trying to go inside, and there should be a way for somebody to actually be able to call that number and somebody be able to answer. These aren't real businesses.
But surely you don't think a daycare should just be unlocked. You shouldn't be able to just walk into a
There
daycare.
should be a reception.
No, every daycare is locked.
Their doors are locked.
And so, okay.
What?
Hey, you bring up a fair point. Then but why can't they actually give me information how to enroll a child?
Federal law enforcement has been investigating fraud in Minnesota for several years. Both Attorney General Pam Bondi and FBI Director Kash Patel said on social media they've indicted dozens of defendants. DHS has posted multiple videos of agents they say are conducting a massive fraud investigation.
Do you think that federal law enforcement hasn't done enough? I mean, they would say, look, these fraud cases have been going on, but they've already done like 80 indictments. The cases have been going on, for years.
And why did I show up one day in Minnesota and go to all these daycares, no children, they're receiving millions of dollars. We uncovered nearly $110 million in fraud in one day.
How do you know that all the allegations that you're making are true?
How do I know that they're true? Well, we showed you guys what was happening, and then you guys can go ahead and make your own analysis.
We're coming so we can make our own analysis. Are you 100% sure you're true?
Yeah, I am 100% sure I'm true.
CNN is looking into Shirley's claims.
Hi, my name's Whitney Wild. I'm a correspondent for CNN.
We reached out to several of the daycares featured in the now viral video. Only one daycare facility answered and said they are a legitimate business.
Have you seen the videos, purporting that some of these daycares don't have kids inside?
Minnesota Republicans
So wait, she called 7. She said only one answer? That's kind of crazy.
Republicans say, despite the new focus from the Trump administration, they have been sounding the alarm on fraud for years.
We're from CNN. Can we talk to you?
I mean, listen, man. Allegedly, right? It can't be that the entire Somalian community is just ganging up now and putting things together. Like we saw in the other video, you come at 11, buddy. We're open at 12 to 10 p.m. Okay. You said he came in the morning, in the afternoon. No one answered. No reception. How is it at a daycare center? There's no reception to receive the kids. Nothing. What? You just drop them off and that's it? No one received them? Like, I'm confused. No one checked these kids in and checked them out when they get dropped off or getting picked up. It's dumb, right? There's no logic or no, what do you call it, like sensible things happening there, and you're calling their line and no one is picking up. That's just ridiculous, right? Is that even a business? You're running a business and you need people to call you to book appointment to probably have an interview with them to register their kids at your daycare. You won't pick up the phone? Is that even a business at that point? Are you not running a business? Makes no sense, right? I'm just wondering here, man. I'm wondering, Maybe I'll kick in the door. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not talking literally, I'm talking metaphorically here. I mean, you guys may take kicking door differently than how I'm putting it, right? So this guy, on my last live, right, I covered a video at this guy there. When he talked about, oh, I'm at home and you guys go work for me, pay my EBT card and go work. You work for me and my people, And I'm like, this guy is rage baiting you guys, right? Somali in Minnesota says something unbelievable. Somali in Minnesota is not your problem, right? But, I thought this video was interesting, right? But let's hear what he has to say.
Somalian people in Minneapolis is not your problem. Your problem is you. You have issue within yourself.
So he's saying, listen, Somalian people are not your problem. The problem is within you. Which I can agree that most people's problems are within themselves, and they go out and because they have problem and chaos inside of them, they go out and create more problems, more chaos, right? So does not mean the Somalian people, they call the white man they hate the white man, they call him names, they need to eradicate them. The white man is the biggest problem of society, right? So that means, right, you judge the white man and you become just like what you ate, because now you're a problem. You have a problem inside of you. And the white people ain't your issue. The issues is within you yourself as well, right? So you're blaming the white people, right? And let's say the white people are blaming you and the Muslims are blaming the Jews. So everyone has their own problem inside of them, but yet they're blaming other people for their problems, right? That's what I'm understanding here, right? But if you look at the situation, you created the problem. You guys created a big, massive fraud. So of course now it's gonna be people's problem because it's taxpayer dollars. You guys are stealing taxpayers' dollars to fund your operations, right? So yes, that's a legit problem for everyone that's American. And I don't know if it's happening in Canada, but I guess we'll find out sooner or later, right? So you create a massive issue that's affecting the people. whose problem was it? It's the individual who says they're Somalian, that they're Muslim. It's your problem. The problem is within you, and because you need a solution, you don't have enough money. The evil inside of you tell you to go and create this massive operation to funnel taxpayer dollars so you can fund your lifestyle. That's kind of crazy.
You have to fix yourself first. Minnesota Somalian is not the issue of your life. You gotta go take care of yourself and your family. You gotta pay your bills. Somalian.
I mean, it's just interesting because, I mean, you're saying they're supposed to go pay their bills, but you're stealing their taxpayer dollars to pay their bills. So it's a problem when people can't pay their bill, but you sitting at home getting your EBT card filled when they're grinding to make a life for their kids and for themselves, and you guys are stealing the money. That's a problem because they can't pay their bills. So you've made yourself their problem, because now you're the problem, because the problem is with this guy, right? Problems within him, as he says, for everyone, because everyone problem is actually inside of them. Spiritual problems, right? Spiritual problems, which spiritual problems end up becoming physical problems, because you as he said, right? Somalian community, they need money, they need support, they need free healthcare, free this, free that, whatever, free daycare, whatever, right? You create this organization to funnel money to your bank account because you don't want to work, you don't want to contribute to society because you hate America. You guys are here to drain the bank and then take over and get rid of white people because you hate white people. Makes no sense, right? But the problem, he says the problem's with you people, but he take himself out of the situation, which makes no sense, right? So this guy, the evil that is inside of him is really interesting because the evil tell him to do these things, and he goes and do it, just like with everyone else, right? I mean, there's nothing good about human being or human nature because it's all evil, right? There's nothing good about us. The only thing that is good is God, and that's it, right? You lean on Him, and you will be there, right? But that's just a worldly statement, if I may say myself, right? It's a worldly statement because the Christians say, the church say it, but yet it doesn't help the Christian, it doesn't help the churches. So you may take that what I just said out of context, right? I mean, there's a lot of ways, there's a lot of context that I need to put behind that, so whoever is watching can understand what I'm saying. But if you watch enough of my videos, the teacher within may teach you, right? Because I can't teach you. I can't even teach myself. And he says, this guy says, listen. You need to fix yourself, right? You need to fix yourself. You can't even fix yourself, right? But yet they're trying to fix their Somalian communities when you can't even fix yourself. You can't even go within and work on yourself, but you're trying to work in fixing your community. Makes no sense, right? It's just a lot of nonsensical things that he said that interesting but contradict what he's actually saying, right? Which I thought was interesting. And how long have we been live? An hour and 30 minutes. We may finish. I may go live again later on, I think, and cover different stuff. But I think I wanted to cover these things because interesting. The question is why not, right? And I think this is gonna be our last video for our last video here, right? I want to hear what you guys have to say. before I even say anything about this. Watch this.
If childcare is cut, I'm unable to work or go to school.
If childcare is cut, I'm unable to work and go to school. Interesting.
I understand. Fraud is bad.
That's crazy, right? And look at it. All women, I think it's all women running this little press going on here, right? And they're clapping her. They're clapping her, bro. They're clapping her for saying the truth and some dumb shit, right? I'm not cursing, but, you know, shit, right? Shit is coming out of her mouth, right? And these white people are clapping, bro. What's wrong with these white women, bro? That's crazy.
And I do see some signs over here that say stop fraud, and I agree, stop it. There are wait lists for these programs that are years long. There is fraud,
If childcare is cut, I'm unable to work or go to school.
Yeah. If they shut down your fraud operations, you're not gonna have money to. You're not gonna have a job. That's for sure. I don't know how you're paying for your school, but whatever. I don't care. You guys are stealing taxpayer money, bro. Yo, you know how times are hard for a lot of people, and you guys are out here just living off their taxpayer dollars without ever contributing to the community or to the society that you move away from for a better life, right? Against Minnesota to combat widespread fraud exposed by drone snake Shirley. Agent have been seen raiding the Somalian healthcare business. Oh, maybe it won't end on that. I just saw something else that I wanted to cover, right? So what? They're ready to grab information to do some investigation, I'm guessing.
Hi, my
Campus mob silence student for asking basic question. I think I saw this video, but I'm not fully remember what it was about. Right.
name is Julia. Who else here is 23? Anyone? My brother's 21. Will we get more hands if we say 21? Okay. So I just have a couple questions for everybody. The first one is, why are you here? Are you a student at UVic? Who's a student at UVic? Why are you at university? Do you have a good answer? Mine was because in high school, I always thought that that was the only way to succeed. And I put a lot of pressure on myself. Who's here because your mom wants you to be here? Come on, be honest, there's more of you than that.
A mother's love is dangerous, man.
The point of university is to
put pressure on herself for university because mom wants it. Mom wants it, yeah! Stress and depression. Judgment.
be a marketplace of ideas where you can come and meet people with different backgrounds and different opinions and different perspectives. Now, why are you here? Why are you at a protest?
Hold on, get out of here.
Thanks. No. What were you going to say? I was going to ask them if they'd seen the documentary like I have, because it would challenge their beliefs and at least make them think. The point of coming to university is to be open and have your mind open to new ideas and new perspectives. If you are told one thing in class and you never go to think, to research beyond what your professors say, beyond what your peers say, you're never actually going to have the opportunity to fully learn and fully enrich your mind.
This may be a marketplace of ideas, but some ideas are shoddy goods in the marketplace.
But have you seen the documentary, sir?
Outright.
But does that mean that they shouldn't, even if they don't like the idea, should they not research? Should they not entertain the idea that they could be wrong? I find most people are so afraid of being wrong that they're not even willing to accept that there could be other opinions. Hi, my name is Julia.
Interesting. And you see, I think that's a problem with school, right? It teach you how to think. It teach you how to have an idea. It teach you how to, you know, I mean, I guess you have to learn how to read practical things, right? Read, write, how to build a house, how to fix a car. Those are practical things. It's daily life, right? But because you've been taught how to think and learn from your mother, from your family, from school, it sets you up for you to be lost, right? Because of that, you lack common sense, because you went to school and they teach you how to think. You think that's the only way to think. You think that's the only way, and you can't see another way. And it's not even that you're not open-minded. It's that you're just lost, because you go to school and they teach you how to do a job, and because you go to school and get a paper and you know how to do one job, you think you're smart. No, that's besides the point, dear buddy. If anything, I think you're just dumb, right? That's what I think. Because you just know how to do a job. You know how to do a job, and that's it. Doesn't make you smart, right? But that's just what I think about it. I mean, a lot of people may disagree, and you're allowed to disagree. I don't care. But in my day-to-day life, I've seen it, where people go to college and big degrees, but they're dumb. You just know how to do a job. You went to school and you came out of the school machine and how to do a job, and that's it. Doesn't mean you're smart, right? And that's the point I'm showing right here, right? There's some relationship stuff, but you know, we're gonna leave that for probably another time. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking here. But shout out, man. Shout out to, we got a couple viewers. Nice. Shout out for stopping by, man. You know, if you're watching the video on your show, so let it support, you know, just like the video. Show some decorum, you know. You came to visit me, you left your shoes at the door. I welcome you in. Like the video, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I think. In my last live, I wanted to react to this video. Have you guys heard about the guy that died in Canada because he waited like 8 hours to see a doctor and he died? Communist healthcare. What a mess! That was a mess, buddy.
Imagine some leaders in Europe are a little freaked out by what your posture is, and European.
No, they should be freaked out by what they're doing to their countries. They're destroying their countries.
Well, European Council
and
President.
they're people I like. Look, they're people I like. I get along with them. You know that. But they can't let this happen, and it gets to a point where you can't really correct it. There'll be a point, and it's very close to that
And
point.
what will that mean?
It will mean that they're no longer going to be strong nations.
Does that mean they won't be allies
Or
anymore?
they'll be, well, it depends, it depends. They'll change their ideology, obviously, because the people coming in have a totally different ideology. But it's going to make them much weaker. They'll be much weaker, and they'll be much different.
And what will that mean for our relationship
look at
with
your
them?
mayor of London. He's a disaster. He's a disaster. He's got a totally different ideology of what he's supposed to have. And he gets elected because so many people have come in and they vote for him now because, it's like, it's one of those things. But I hate what's happened to London, and I hate what's happened to Paris. I hate when I see it.
Sir, it's sometimes hard to tell when you say these things. Do you intend to send kind of a message of tough love to our allies to push them to make reforms? Or do you think that many of them are just weak and you don't really want to be allies with them?
I think they're weak, but I also think that they want to be so politically correct. I think they don't know what to do. Europe doesn't know what to do. They don't know what to do on trade.
Sounds like Europe need Trump, eh?
Either. I mean, I look at a lot of the trade, situation that's going on over there. It's a little bit dangerous, but Europe, they want to be politically correct, and it makes them weak. That's what makes them weak.
It sounds like you want to see some pretty massive changes.
Well, I think they should get the people out that came into the country illegally.
I want to ask about NATO.
If you take a look at Sweden, so Sweden was known as the safest country in Europe, one of the safest countries in the world. Now it's known as a very unsafe, pretty unsafe country. It's not even believable. It's a whole different country. Sweden.
Imagine some leaders in Europe are a little freaked out by.
I'm not surprised. Isn't Sweden like a feminist country? I'm not surprised that it's on its downfall. I'm not even surprised, bro. Alright? Because it's all about feelings and feeling politically correct and da-da-da-da. And like Trump said, it makes you weak. And guess who vote off feelings and they want to feel good about themselves? Evil. The woman. Not even the woman, because a woman is a female that find his way back to the father, and she has become a woman. But these are females, emotional bitches, bro. They vote of how they feel, or how the president should make them feel, and how they think they should be treated, and it's ridiculous. I've never seen, and I understand it, right? Because we're all born in sin. We're all born in that nature. And that's what's evil about it. That's what, God says to, what's that guy's name? Jesus was talking to this guy. I forgot his name. But he was saying, verily, verily I say, unless the person who is born of the flesh be born of the spirit, you need to be born of the spirit. And that's what it is. We have that evil nature that has been imposed onto us. And you need to overcome it. But yeah, I think that's the stream for today, man. Thank you guys for stopping in, and it's a new year, so I wish you guys well. I wish you well, man. I don't know, does anyone have a New Year goals? I don't have such things. Such things are just set up. They're set up to control you and to keep you to judge yourself. You're one with evil. Anyone that have what do you call it? New Year goals, all these things. Not saying, listen, just know you want to accomplish this and that's about it. Right? Don't make it a mission. Don't think about it, because it's gonna drive you to do things that you don't want to do, and you're gonna regret it. You're gonna make wrong decisions, just live life, man. Just let things happen, you know. But thank you guys for stopping by, and we catch you in the next one, man. Peace in the Middle East, or if not, at least in your hearts, man. But most don't want it, so what can we say? We'll catch you in the next one. Peace. Bye. Happy New Year. Sheesh.